Hey everyone! So we're going to try using some Stone Coat Art Coat resin today. And we are going to be using a gallery wrap canvas from Michaels. It's a level 3. And that is an 11 by 14. Pull you down a little bit. There. Alright, so a lot of you have bought the kits using my code, and you'll get $30 off an $80 order using the code CWA, all in caps, from the Stone Coat Countertops website. Those links are below. All the information is below in the description box. So they came out with this art coat. It has 0 VOCs and it has a UV inhibitor. About a 45-minute work time, and I love this because it's a little on the thicker side. It stays where you put it. I've been flood coating a lot of my paintings, and I'm absolutely in love with this stuff. Price is great. Mike and Mitch and Catherine are awesome to work with. Their customer service is fantastic. So keep that in mind if you buy some. If you have any problems, just give them a call and they'll take care of it for you. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out my resin. And whatever I have left over, I can throw on some tiles. I'm going to lay these right here so you can still see them, so you know what to get. Make sure that it says art coat. Okay. So when you're using resin, you want to make sure that you stir it really well. When you add the part A and part B together, you'll see the, I believe it's the A side. Yeah, the A is thicker. That is the resin itself. I'll get this in here and I'll show you what I mean. You can see that resin blending in, but the goal is to stir this gently until it's completely clear. So it's about 2 minutes. And as you're stirring, you want to go ahead and wipe your stick, scrape your sides, because you want to mix all that resin into the hardener. So we're going to be using a little bit of acrylic paint with the resin tonight. I have some Premier Deep Turquoise. I'm going to go ahead and use the Gold Mayron powder, and I'm going to use Stone Coat's Clay Metallic, also that black base, and this white tint. So we should have a very nice painting when we're finished. It's just stir, stir, stir. I didn't want to start out with it already stirred and mixed because a lot of you have just bought it and you may be afraid to be using it. Join the club, so am I. I don't want to waste resin because it's expensive. Or canvas. So Alan and I were out here earlier and we were checking emails and answering comments and checking Facebook, and we made a name for our studio. Our studio's in the garage, so now we call it the Pourage, because we pour out here more than anything else. So we will now call it the Pourage. We're also going to do a video on all the products that we have available in our Amazon shop. Most of them I have here that I can show you exactly what you'd be ordering, and we're going to also have the prices, so you'll know ahead of time before you go in and click and trying to find stuff. So that's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty clear. So I'm going to give it another scrape. Alright, so I think we're ready to start mixing up some colors. So I'm going to go ahead and do the white first, because I want that to be ready to go on the canvas. I had to be Hercules there for a minute. So I'm going to just pour a little bit in. Now if you're buying the base tints, they do have a little bit of a spray paint odor to them, and it's just the additive they add to make that color. So I have about 3.5 ounces of resin there, and I'm just going to do about 2 craft sticks full to get that white that I want. And that's just to start, and then we'll see if we need more, but I don't think we will. This base tint will go a long way if you order them. They'll last you a while. You don't need much. So I've got the white where I want it. And then I also picked up some paper cups. And these do not have wax on the inside, so you want to be careful when you're buying cups, because if they have wax, if the resin heats up, the wax is going to get in your resin. So keep that in mind. You can stick with plastic cups. I don't know if I shook that one. So we don't need a lot of black. I found these cute little, they're allergy sticks that restaurants would use to put like in food. I thought they would be great for resin. Little stir sticks. And you can use the other end to get the dust out of your resin work if you get a piece of dust in there. So dual purpose. Okay, just a little bit for the copper, or the clay metallic. Now when you're working with these metallics, you do not need a lot. I better cover this up so I don't get that in there. I have another video that I'm working on that I did over a week ago, so I'm hoping I can get that edited and put up at some point. We had a lot of blunders with that one. The sound didn't work, and the electric, I blew a fuse with the heat gun, so it was not fun. But I didn't get to really finish the piece I was working on because I didn't have the electric, and I had to go all the way outside to fix the circuit. And at that point I was so frustrated that I just kind of quit and said it looks good enough, and left it alone. Ooh, this clay metallic is beautiful. This is the first time I'm using this one, so we'll see how it works. And every so often I'll check to make sure they're not getting thick. Now, if you're going to use the Gold Mayron, it has a tendency to take over in a painting or in a piece, resin piece. So you don't want to use too much. It's kind of like spray paint setting on top. At least that's what I've noticed with it. And you can use spray paint. Rust-Oleum has a gold and a silver. Just spray it in a cup and then add a few drops to your resin. Now, I'm not a pro at resin. I'm not a pro at anything, actually, but if I can sit here and try it, you guys can try it. And now I'm going to use a little acrylic paint. Now, with acrylic paint, you want to be really careful. You don't want to add too much. I'm just going to take this tiny little bit. You can see it's just a little bitty bit. Because you never know what they're going to act like when they get in the resin. Okay, I'm going to set these aside for a second because I want to get a flood coat on there, a skim coat, so that my sides will be covered. Slow that around a little bit, get it going. And I use my hands. You don't have to have this thick at all. You're just rubbing it on the canvas. Alan is sitting out here with me. Say hello, Alan.
Hello, Alan.
Sorry, pants. He's my emergency contact. In case my hands are too sticky to touch something, he's right here.
Where's the fire extinguisher?
It's over here. I plan on not starting any fires. It's one of the reasons I ordered a heat gun. Because I use these plastic chucks. Just to be on the safe side. Could you soak that with alcohol for me? It's right there on the table. See, he already came in handy. So I'm going to go ahead and warm that up just a little bit so I can get the bubbles out. Okay, let's get the white on there. letting that flow over the sides too. Sorry. I made sure this was all level today because we were having issues with this table earlier this week, so it's pretty level. Okay, let's put some color on here. I'm going to start with this blue. And then I'm going to lay some of this clay metallic nearby. The nice thing with the paper cups too is you can bend them, so you just get a little spout. And we'll put some gold down there. Gold is very pretty. I saw a bug. It's like the minute you get your resin out, they start to come out. Let's do a little bit there. I have no idea what I'm creating, but I'm playing. I never have a plan with resin because resin has a mind of its own. So everything I've tried to do does not work that well, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Alright. I'm going to take one glove off. And I always wear 3 pairs of gloves. So instead of wiping my hands, I can just take a glove off. So let's heat that up. I just want to tilt it just a little bit this way so I can work on this corner. because I'm really liking the cell action I'm getting. So I want to put a little bit of this gold here. With a touch of black. Okay, so now I have the resin heated up pretty good. I'm going to work with a little bit of airbrushing while it's still nice and warm. Now remember, resin's going to move more and more, so I'm really pushing out just a few little pieces here. But I really like that.
Did you see what I see?
Hmm?
You see what I see in that corner?
Oh, I know I didn't see what you
The
see.
eye.
The eye. Alan says he sees an eye in this corner.
All that.
Alright, so now that we're letting it set for a second, I'm going to go in and see if there's any little fuzzies or clumps. There's something there. I got it. Other than that, I don't see anything else. Of course, you see it's running off. That's just from heating the resin up. It's not that the table's not level, so that's just the resin that fell off, and it's absolutely beautiful. There's one little spot there. I'm letting it get. So there you go, guys. You can even use your airbrush on resin. I'm happy with that. I'm not touching it anymore. I'm just going to torch my little bubbles out and I'll be done. And I'll give y'all a close up. Got one spot with the cells. I didn't want to push it too much. I think that's good. Clear as glass. That is one good thing about Stone Coat. It is absolutely beautiful resin. You do not have to torch much. And it's self-leveling, so you don't have an issue with that. So let's pick her up and you can see her closer. I love the spot where I airbrushed. That wispiness, I hope it stays. So that's it, guys. That is a resin piece for you. Get your Stone Coat ordered and you too can have fun playing with some resin. I'm going to probably use up the rest of this resin on a tile, make a few coasters for friends, and that'll be it for that one. So subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. Click like and share. Leave a comment. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Just love this through here. That Mayron is beautiful, by the way, guys. If you can get some, get some. It's in my Amazon shop, along with the bronze as well. And check out all my links below. Make sure you subscribe to Mike's channel at Stone Coat Countertops. And use the code CWA, all in caps, to get your 30 bucks off an $80 order. So let's say if you ordered just the 2 resins and get 2 of the metallics, it'll take $30 off, so you're pretty much getting your metallics for free. So, and I love them all, so I couldn't even tell you for sure what colors to get, but they did come out with a couple of new colors that I need to get. So, have a great day, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.